Good morning. I'm Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for September 18th to the 24th. I hope you all are doing amazing. You guys know I've been kind of mobile, so it's been hard for me to pin myself down to do readings consistently, but I'm doing them where I can. And today is Sunday, which is a little late for me to record the weekly because I post it early on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, I normally post them like Thursday, Fridays over on Patreon, but I am here. We are here and we're doing it. So if you are new, keep in mind the way that this works. I'm going to go over the astrology of the week, give you my 2 cents on it. I also, sorry, it's early. It's early. I'm not running on a lot of sleep. The way this works, I talk about the astrology. I also give you my own channeled, intuited knowledge, information that I'm picking up on with the celestial bodies because I have my own relationships with them. And we also go ahead and do messages for the collective, and we also do elements as well. Now we also pull cards in the midst of that. Now because I'm a little crunched for time, I probably am going to skip the collective reading today and just give you the astrology portion and then the elements. Yeah, so that's it. So let's just go ahead and dive in. I have Clyde here. He is all over me. He's all over my notes right now because he's just like wanting a lot of love. I know, buddy. I know it's been crazy, but I need my notes. So hold on. Need my notebook. Okay. So let's get started. A couple of the biggest things this week is that, first of all, we're done with the retrograde for Venus and Mercury. We're not done with the post shadow. Very important. The post shadow, I honestly feel is one of the most important and sweetest times of any retrograde phase because it's where things come full circle. It's where things are kind of finding their balance and their groove again. It's where we are cementing certain lessons, or we're having some reflective insight into what we went through during the whole retrograde phase, including the pre-shadow, right? So now that Venus and Mercury in the pre-shadow, we may not be feeling the drag necessarily anymore, or the personal obstacles anymore when it comes to Leo and Virgo. That's where these planets have been. But we're still kind of in it. We're still kind of in it, and we're finding our groove again. I do feel like this is the... You just knocked over my cards. You can lay down. You just gotta, like, not be destructive. There. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. For anybody who doesn't know, Clyde is a cat, okay? He's been my travel buddy, haven't you? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, guys. Cat mom. That's where they've been, Leo and Virgo, right? But this is a week where I really do feel that full circle feeling. Like whatever was going on in June and July, and of course, obviously through August as well, things are calming down, things are settling, and I keep feeling a lot of reflection happening. There's also a lot of mirroring that's continuing to happen in the collective as a theme. And I even saw that in the astrology. So just know that there's that. I do expect this shift to really take place when the sun moves into Libra on the 23rd. On the same day, the moon is going to move into Capricorn. The moon is always shifting. The moon moves every like 2.5, 3 days into its next sign. So this week we're going to go from moon in Scorpio to moon in Sag to moon in Capricorn. So whatever the moon is aspecting when it's in water and earth are going to feel similar, especially because Scorpio and Cap, they're both similar in the way that they like tend to be very focused. They tend to like really dig their heels into whatever it is that they're working with. And it's water and that earthy element. They're similar. They're kinship. They're complements, right? They support each other. The middle, where moon is in Sag, and that's going to be from the 20th to the 22nd. So 18th to the 20th, we're going to be in that scorpionic energy, watery energy. Then we're going to shift into Sag, and that's going to really kick up all the fiery energy. Excuse me. Sorry. And then we're going to move into Capricorn. And when we move into Capricorn, the sun will shift into Libra. This is all entropic. And we're also going to get a lot of support in Pluto and Capricorn energy towards the end of the week. So, excuse me, I expect the shift to take place around the 23rd. No. Again, all over my notes. And I totally forgot the timestamp. Oh, well. Clyde, give me. Yes, stay there. Stay there, buddy. I can't cuddle with you. I'm working. Okay, so that being said, let's just dive in. Oh, one more thing, sorry. The 21st. While we're going to feel a shift on the 23rd, the 21st feels like a really big peak day of some of this energy. When I was doing my notes, I was seeing a lot of the aspects are peaking on the 21st. Is it in every cluster? Yeah, it's in every cluster, which is not a bad thing. Just know that the 21st might feel a little intense, and the 23rd is a big shift day. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and dive in. So the first cluster of energy, I think, will make people feel very happy, mostly. I don't know. To me, it made me happy, but I try to find the good in all things where I can. So Venus in Leo, Juno in Leo, Chiron in Aries, and Mars in Libra, and then Jupiter in Taurus is also helping here, but all of them are working together. Mars, Venus, Chiron. Those are the big boys. Those are the big boys. Oh, and Juno. Okay. All of them are working together. Venus and Juno are like right on top of each other, so they're both in Leo and they're conjunct. Chiron at Aries is trine Venus and Juno. And then we have Mars in Libra, which is opposing Chiron, but is sextile Venus and Juno. So most of these are really positive aspects. The only one I was a little worried about is Chiron opposing Mars. Now, I'll talk a little bit about that, but another thing to note is that Jupiter, tired. Jupiter in Taurus is creating a square with Venus and with Juno. But because Chiron is in Aries and Jupiter's in Taurus and they're neighbors, right? They kind of bridge each other and support each other. So the square with Jupiter, I'm not worried about. And even with Jupiter's a very beneficial planet. So even when it's in a square, you still get the benefits of it. You just got to watch for excess. You just got to watch for overconfidence and overdoing, over, right? Keep that in mind. So I feel like Jupiter is just exacerbating Venus and Juno. Now, Clyde, please move. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. He's just a little antsy this morning because he knows we're going on the road again. Huh? But then we're going to be settled. Okay, I promise. He's like, really? Are we? Really? I thought that last time. Anyway, sorry. Cat mom. So what does this mean? So Venus and Juno working together in Leo being in a conjunction is beautiful. Anytime like Venus can work with another celestial body that's like itself is always good. So for anybody who doesn't know, Juno rules marriage, partnership, protection of women, and Venus, as you guys know, love, beauty, creation, even in the physical sense, right? Even with like image, right? Or like hair and makeup. It also rules money. Venus is all about intoxication. Even in the form of love or, in the shadowy form of it, like drugs or whatever. But Venus working with Juno is, especially in Leo, is going to bring about this deepened desire for relationships, specifically bonded relationships based on loyalty, generosity, based on heart-based connections, and also how well your inner child plays with people, right? So if any of you are in committed relationships or you're dating, and even if you're not dating, if there's like a person that comes up in your mind that really is still in your heart or pulls on your heart, you may feel very inclined to be talking to them to deepen your relationship with them. Elevate relationships, I guess is what I want to say. Relationships are gonna be way more passionate, because all that fiery Leo energy wants to play and wants to do, right? The other benefit of these aspects is the whole Chiron component. Because Chiron is also supporting Venus and Juno, these experiences are actually going to feel very healing if you allow yourself to indulge in them, if you allow yourself to embrace more intense passion and more focus on relationships versus like work, for example, right? Or deepening your relationships with people, or bringing more fun into your relationships with people, or saying like, hey, like, I want to move in, or I want to get engaged, or I want to get married, or whatever, right? Especially with Juno, marriage is a huge thing. Can you please settle? Okay, there you go, buddy. Sorry, guys, it's gonna be like this the whole reading, just saying, or whole video. So that's all beautiful, right? And then because Chiron's in the mix, again, very, very healing. Now, Mars opposing Chiron. This might be a little interesting. I'm not too worried about it. Especially because Venus is in a sextile with Mars, which is creating opportunities for harmonizing relationships. And also because we have Libra and Leo, this doesn't have to be just about romance. It can be about all kinds of relationships because they're both very social energies, but particularly where creativity or sensuality is a huge component of them. So like, let's say you're artsy, you got some artsy friends. Beautiful week to do something artsy with them, right? Just as an example. Or if you're trying to focus on your relationship with money, this is a time where you can harmonize how you're spending money with like things that feel good versus, maybe pulling on the reins a little bit, right? Like pulling on pulling the what is it? Like the purse strings, closing the purse a little bit, however the hell you say that phrase. But the Mars opposing Chiron. Usually, when you have Mars opposing Chiron, it creates this difficulty. Like it's like an internal conflict. I'll say it that way. It's an internal conflict with who you are versus who you're trying to be or who you want to be. Um, and then because Libra is in the midst of that too, like all about that harmonization, there could be certain things that come up as you are dealing with people and deepening your relationships with them, or bringing more sensuality into the mix, or maybe even revisiting an old relationship. Again, we're still in the post shadow for Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. Both of those can tend to bring people back from the past, even if it's just a post shadow, right? So as you are allowing these deeper experiences, more sensual experiences, more creative experiences to come into your life via partnerships or friendships, even, just know that it might bring up some things, some triggers, some mirrors that you might struggle a little bit with, or you might be a little resistant to in whatever is being shown to you about yourself. Okay? Who you've been, who you are, and who you want to be, or who you are trying to become. Any of those, in any of those. So just know that that can be a possibility, especially with some of the other aspects that we have going on. Okay. For all the for all the aspects I just talked about, obviously fire signs are going to be very impacted by this, especially Leos. Leo, Aries, and then Sagittarius is what I would say, especially when the moon is actually in Sag from the 20th to the 21st. And I would say probably the 21st when the energies are peaking out. But I would look to your personal houses. And again, that's based off your rising sign to see where this is going to be affecting you. I would look to Leo, 15 to 20 degrees. That 18-degree point is like peak degree point for a lot of these aspects. Okay, so 18 degrees, but the range is 15 to 20. Leo, then then Aries and Libra. I know, I love you so much too, buddy. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Okay? Okay. So let's move on. Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces and Venus in Leo, I would say, based off the cluster I just talked about, are probably oh my God, I can't speak, sorry. The last cluster, Venus in Leo, by far is the driving force in all those aspects. What I'm about to talk about now, Saturn in Pisces, is the driving force. So again, if you want to be very simple in how you're looking at the astrology for the week for yourself, look at Venus, look at Saturn, and see what they're doing in your chart. Hold on. Buddy, come here. Just lay down. Please. 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 Just lay down. He's so restless right now. Sorry. There you go. There you go. Just stay. Just stay. Now, Saturn is creating a lot of aspects. Yeah. And with the cluster I'm about to talk about, the 20th to the 22nd may be a little difficult here. While the first cluster is going to be very amplified, the 20th to the 21st with all that relationship stuff and creativity and sensuality and passion and again, also very healing, and with healing comes some triggers sometimes. But with what I'm about to talk about with Saturn and Pisces, it's also working very closely with Vesta in Cancer. Those are both watery energies. And while the moon is in Sag, it's going to be square all of that. So it's going to feel emotionally more difficult probably while all the relationship stuff is peaking out. Okay. Now, Saturn in Pisces is at 2 degrees and moving to 1 degree this week. It's square Sedna, which is at 0 degrees Gemini, trine Ceres in Scorpio, trine Vesta in Cancer, and Vesta in Cancer itself, especially towards the end of the week, starts to square the moon. Not the moons, I'm sorry, the sun starts to square the sun as it moves into Libra around the 23rd. But that energy is very much present on the 21st and 22nd. And Lilith, which is in late degrees Leo right now, 28, 29 degrees this week, is also going to be opposing Saturn this week and will get stronger the following week. So it's a lot of Saturn, it's a lot of Vesta stuff. So again, don't get caught up on all the aspects, just listen to what I'm about to tell you. Saturn in Pisces teaches us a lot of things. Buddy. Saturn in Pisces tries to teach us how to let go, how to detach, how to deal with isolation, how to deal with illness and health, how to deal with being disciplined and focused in our spiritual matters and all those other things that I mentioned. That's what Saturn in Pisces is always trying to teach us. Now, Vesta itself is about mission and blueprints and a sense of purpose, where our sacred flame really sits, what lights us up in our life, what lights our souls on fire. And now it's shifted into Cancer after being in Gemini for a bit. It didn't like being in Gemini. I'm kind of glad it's out of Gemini. Every time I tuned into her, it was just like, bleh, like this very kind of like overly excited, scattered kind of energy, and almost like, which way do I go? I want to do this. I want to do that. Oh, like I didn't like it. I did not like it. And now that it's in Cancer, it's bringing in more of what brings me emotional security, right? What brings us emotional security as far as our sense of purpose is concerned, or our spiritual callings are concerned. Also, how we can be more compassionate and more giving and more generous to other people is, oh, buddy, regarding our path and spiritual purpose. So we got a lot of that on the board here when it comes to this particular cluster. But in terms of sacrifice was the biggest thing coming up with Saturn Pisces when I was looking at all of this. So as we are trying to embrace focusing on our health, focusing on self-love and self-care, and also showing up for other people and our callings, right? And even our sense of identity, because the sun is wrapped up in all this too. What can we sacrifice? What do we need to sacrifice? What do we need to let go of? What do we need to clear? What do we need to detach from to really focus on these things, or really prioritize these things, or follow these things, especially in terms of like where we're going, right? So how we can develop or evolve or establish like new experiences or deeper experiences with spiritual calling, purpose, health, our sense of identity and who we are. What do we need to sacrifice in order to do that? That felt a little hard. When I tapped into that, it was like, oh, that could be hard on the heart, like emotionally maybe a little difficult for some, not for all. I'm just saying potentially, right? Potentially, as he sits on my notes. So that's a thing. Hold on, let me just tell you guys a couple other things. So as far as where this could be affecting you, oh, that's right, the lashing out. I totally forgot. Lilith. My stomach just went to Lilith. Lilith opposing Saturn, which again gets stronger next week because Leo will shift into Virgo. Yes, duh. Sorry, tired. Lilith will shift into Virgo relatively soon, and then the opposition will get really strong. But that Lilith opposing Saturn, that is like the ultimate don't make me do this aspect, because Saturn likes to teach discipline, focus, a little bit of rigidity there, but it's for the purpose of growth. Like Saturn is like the personal trainer is like a good way to look at Saturn, even if it is in Pisces. And Lilith is like the raw, primal, animalistic nature of us, our truest desires, our deepest fears, our raw, primal sexuality, right? It's like, it's who we are as as a basic animal. And it's opposing all of that authoritative energy. So it's like any push or trigger or challenge like in our lives that goes like, hey, you need to let go of that person. You should probably let go of who you think you've been, or you should, I know, buddy, you should probably let go of that job. You should probably move, right? Or you should probably not eat that anymore. Or you should probably give up that addiction, right? Lilith goes, oh, hell to the no. Lilith is like, I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing that, right? So there can be some. Okay, that was just in the hall. There have definitely been some weird noises in this hotel. Sorry. So yeah, Lilith may bring up some frustration, some anger when we are poked to let go of certain things, especially all the energy in the cluster I talked about before with Leo, right? Like deepening relationships will actually show you something about yourself. And that Mars opposing Chiron might be like, might make it a little difficult to swallow that truth or really look into the mirror there. And then Saturn and Vesta working this way, especially with Saturn opposing Lilith, same thing. It might make us feel cornered or a little angry. It might bring out our little inner animal, and we might feel put in a corner. And what does an animal do? Right? It lashes out. So be mindful if some of those emotions come up this week. That could be why. And again, these energies will be most difficult or potent from the 20th to the 22nd, and I would say the 21st specifically. Moving on. Clyde, settle, settle, big boy. There you go, settle. Okay, now, this next one is like relatively small, but worth mentioning. Virgo, all the Virgo-ness. Orcus in Virgo is working with Mercury and then also working with Jupiter. So Orcus is at Virgo 15 degrees and is trying Jupiter all week long, strongest on the 21st. Orcus is also conjunct Mercury more towards the end of the week and will continue to get stronger as Mercury moves up into that 15-degree point to meet up with Orcus. And then Mercury itself, because it's working with Orcus and Jupiter is working with Orcus, Jupiter and Mercury are working together, right? In a trine, and will also get stronger as Mercury catches up with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter's retrograding still, so it's going to move into 14 degrees by the end of the week, and Mercury's going to be that 13-degree point, so they're going to meet next week, essentially, is what I'm trying to say, okay? Excuse me. I was trying to understand some notes I wrote here. I write very funky notes after years of having to like do hardcore notes just like for academic purposes. So sometimes I'm like, why did I write that symbol? Why did I write that acronym? It's like, oh yeah, when the moon moves into Capricorn and the sun shifts into Libra, the 23rd, that's when this Orcus conjunct Mercury and Mercury trine Jupiter will be at its strongest for this week. Even though they both get stronger in the next week, just isolating, thinking about this week, that's when they're strongest. And when the moon moves into Capricorn, the moon's going to support Mercury and Jupiter and Orcus. So keep in mind with what I'm about to say about these aspects, that it's going to feel really good and juicy by the end of the week. And it actually is how we're going to be landing energetically this week on Sunday. Okay. Excuse me. So this will help to really bring about the good qualities of Mercury, like really good communication and planning and discernment and getting things done, especially since we're going to have a very like passionate and emotional kind of a week this week, and a little bit of like personal challenges on a soul level to land on Virgo and to land in a way where it's like, okay, let me get grounded, let me figure this out, let me get organized, feels really good. Yeah, especially when it comes to cultivating hobbies and skills. That was coming up really big when I was channeling. I'm just gonna see if they'll let me hold him. Cultivating, learning, and teaching certain skill sets were really, really big. So some of you may move into deepening yourself as a student or a teacher, but also the best teachers are the perpetual students, right? So they're kind of two sides of the same coin. You want down? Here, go. So just know that that could be coming up. And this is going to be happening. I would look to your personal houses 10 to 15 degrees, Virgo and then Taurus, but that 15-degree point is key. I don't know if I mentioned the degrees for the previous one. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. So the previous cluster with all this Saturn stuff, Pisces 0 to 5 degrees. I would say that 2-degree point is pretty significant, but Pisces 0 to 5 degrees, and then I would throw Cancer in there as well if you want to see where this could be affecting you. But again, if you want to keep it simple, look to where Venus and Leo is for all the relationship, passionate, creativity stuff and healing stuff is concerned. Saturn Pisces, where you're going to feel that pressure to let go of something or to change something for the benefit of honestly your soul or your health, or both. And then I would look to, I feel like Orcus is the best. Well, we'll say Mercury, and then Mercury in Virgo. Okay, so I'm going to repeat them just so you guys know. Venus, Leo, but if you're looking at the degree range, 15 to 20 degrees, Leo. The supportive energies are Aries and Libra in that same degree range. 18 degrees is the peak degree point. For Saturn and Pisces, right? 0 to 5 degrees, Pisces, and then Cancer is supportive there. Scorpio is also supportive there, if you wanted to look at it that way. So water signs, you're going to be most affected by the Saturn cluster that I talked about, the push to let go, the push to detach emotionally. I know, good luck, especially my Scorpios. I know, good luck. Fire signs, you'll be most impacted by the Venus, Juno, Chiron cluster of sensuality and deepening relationships and committing relationships and any mirroring that may be coming up there, okay? And then earth signs, particularly my Virgos, will be very much impacted by the Mercury Orcus cluster, which honestly, it's the best cluster to be very much impacted by. But of course, Virgos first and foremost, and then Tauruses, and then Capricorns. 15-degree point is the peak point. But if you're looking at a range, 10 to 15 degrees, Virgo, then Taurus, then Capricorn. But again, focus on Leo, focus on Pisces, and focus on Virgo, okay? Now, just very quickly, some of these long-term aspects that we've been having is just Pluto and Neptune related. But since the sun is in late degrees Virgo and shifting into Libra, there's some more short-term aspects being created. But the long-term aspects, Pluto sextile Neptune, Pluto squared the North Node in Aries, and Pluto also trine Sedna. Again, these are long-term because they all move real slow. And so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but just know that these aspects are all about the change that's happening right now on a collective level, this push to really integrate and understand the spectrum of duality and understand that we are very multifaceted beings. Reality itself is multidimensional and multifaceted, and there's truth in all things, and that neither thing is bad or good, right? It just is. And so to really embody that within the self, and that could even come up with some shadow work and some mirroring, some of the mirroring things that we've had before. That Neptune sextile Pluto is great for manifesting and co-creating and being able to see the bigger picture of where certain solutions can be had for the benefit of just the future, okay? And new foundations, because Pluto is breaking down Capricorn, right? Now, some of the short-term aspects that are happening right now, Pluto is trine the sun. As the sun is in late degrees Virgo, Pluto is in late degree Capricorn, right? And it shifts into Libra, strongest on the 21st at that 28-degree point. So something to note there. Sedna is also trine the sun at this point because of the position of the sun. And Neptune is opposing the sun. Now, Pluto trine the sun is beautiful. That actually leans towards positive change and transformation. So with all this healing and looking at the self and being challenged to let certain things go this week, Pluto trine the sun is positive. It's actually going to indicate that these could be more pleasant experiences than maybe we are initially anticipating, even astrologically so. But Neptune opposing the sun, mirror, mirror on the wall. Because it's literally Neptune, the planet of, you could say, illusion and mystery, and a little bit of like that veil kind of energy, and it's opposing the sun, which is identity, clarity, ego. So just know that Neptune opposing the sun isn't going to feel super great, but it's strongest in the beginning of the week. And by the time we shift on the 23rd, that aspect will be done. Okay, so another thing kind of showing where we are when we're shifting, right? Again, the 23rd is really what I want to say there. So in the beginning of the week, if Neptune is bringing up some confusion, some doubts, just be patient. Just be patient with yourself and just keep looking to the self. Like, I think that's something that might be a temptation this week because we have so much emphasis on deepen your relationships and be more sensual and be more creative and right, and all of that. We're also still having a lot of like, hey, take a look at yourself. Hey, acknowledge yourself. Hey, look in the mirror. Hey, what is it that you're not seeing about you? What is it you're not seeing about what you can do to progress, right? Or to continue to let go of the old and continue to embrace the new. So yeah, if you start getting insecure this week, that's your signal to be like, okay, I need to be alone. I need to reflect. I need to go within and do a little realignment and self check-in, right? And then come back is my best advice for that. I wouldn't even worry about looking at this in your personal houses because we've all been affected by it for so long. But if you wanted to, 25 to 29 degrees Capricorn. And of course, you can look to Pisces here as well. But we've been experiencing this in the house of Capricorn for a long time. 26 to 28 degrees is where some of those energies are peaking, but 25 to 29. Okay. So a quick recap. Leos, Pisces, Virgo. You guys will be highly impacted by the energy this week. And then I would say Aries, Cancer, Libra. Okay. And Taurus, and then Scorpio. But you don't have to look at it that like detailed. Like, I think that's the Virgo energy in me right now. It was like, blah, 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 right? Like, here's all the information. Leo, Pisces, Virgo. Biggest takeaways. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and get into some reads because I'm also crunched for time. Let me check the time. Wait, 8:40? No, it's 7:40. Hold on. I think it's 7:40. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So again, I'm not going to do a collective read because I'm crunched for time, but we're going to do elements. Pick up the cards that he threw down. Over here, buddy. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, he probably won't stay, but it is what it is. Okay. Earth, air, iron. Almost said iron. Maybe some of you guys are working with certain metals. That's so weird. I want to put metal on here. Which in certain schools of thought, schools of study, spiritual studies, that is considered an element. Why do I want to do metal? This is so weird. I don't know what to make of this, so I'm just gonna follow it. Ooh, this did something to my solar. There may be some of you that identify with metals right now, or maybe there's some of you that follow a spiritual study or, again, school of thought teaching of metal. So we're just gonna run with it. Maybe this is also collective. We'll see. If anyone wants to like put in their 2 cents there as far as like what this should be titled, I'm open. I'm very open to that. Metal. Metal wants a reading. Metal's gonna get a reading. We're gonna start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck because, you know, it's just the best deck ever. Okay. Well, hold on a second. What's going on here? No, that's good. What? My cards were all weird. I see you, buddy. I see you. He keeps trying to like grab my hand as I'm like looking at the cards. Okay. Well, actually, that's fine because I didn't even put a timestamp. So thank you. Maybe you were reminding me. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Metal. Hi, metal. Slash other. Why is metal coming up here for an element for a reading? Any messages or insights for metal? This is so different. But again, I'm just rolling with it, right? Just rolling with it. 1 more. 2 more. Okay. Metal. Okay. Maybe literally the spirit of metals just wants to talk right now. Any messages or insights for metal? Oh, warm and gushy. We have earthworm and otter coming out here for the element of metal. So sorry, I'm so distracted by the fact I'm reading for an element that I'm not used to reading for. Earthworm is a discomfort or experiencing something new, so it's really foreign and maybe triggering and again very uncomfortable. But otter is all about love and open-hearted experiences. It's kind of like my 6 of Cups to a lovers. Oh my God. Tired. 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Lovers card. It's being open and receptive to monogamous relationships even. It's just like, my heart's open and I'm loving unconditionally. Oh, your heart's open and you're loving unconditionally. Let's do this together, even as friends or lovers or family, whatever, right? Very, very heart-centered energy here. So for metal, again, this could be potentially collective. It's having new experiences in that realm of being very open-hearted, being very vulnerable, but being open to it. Like that feels very like, this is hard for me, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, this is hard for me, but I'm gonna try. Some of you may follow Chinese astrology. That could be why metal's coming up here. But then wouldn't it be like metal and wood? And anyway, well, isn't that earth? I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna overthink about it. I'm just gonna do what I felt called to do. Oh my. That feels a little chaotic to me. That feels a little towery, meets 5 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Judgment. Again, all kinds of different energies going on here. We have Camel with Eagle and Panther. Panther is a cathartic energy. It's like, right? It's getting something out, whether you're doing that with another person or you're just having a cathartic clearing, right, of yourself. Eagle comes out almost like the World card. Eagle comes out when it's time to end a cycle and open a new cycle. And then we have Camel. Camel's kind of like my Virgo card, even though it's fire in this deck. Camel is a little bit of like survival mode. It's I have enough resources to get through the desert for 40 days, 40 nights card. That's my camel card. And sometimes that's very necessary, right? Sometimes we need to fall on those skills. Sometimes we're doing that because we're just surviving, we're not living, right? So I get different flavors from it sometimes. But just to give you guys like my 2 cents on my relationship with my cards here. I love that Eagle is here because it feels like the mundane is being broken. Familiar, thank you. Yeah, what's been familiar? What's been familiar? What's been routine? What you've known? Breaking. It feels like literally breaking, shattering, lightning, done. We're not doing that anymore. No. And there's a reaction. Okay, there's definitely a reaction. The Panther to me doesn't feel like catharsis actually in this reading. It feels like a reaction, a lashing out of like, I don't want that to go away. I don't want that. This feels like collective. I don't want this routine to be broken. I want this to stay the same because I know it. I know how it works. I know how it functions. It's a little bit of control too, which with Saturn and Pluto at play, there is some authoritative issues there, especially in the realm of control, right? Yeah. Ooh. So now that the mundane is being broken, it allows, there's a card in my Big Bertha deck, which is a combination of angels and ancestors and Starseeds Oracle. Again, all the decks that I use are listed below. And it's from the Starseeds Oracle portion. I think it's literally called Breaking Open or Breaking Down or Shattering Open, something like that. That's how this feels. Like something that has been predictable and constant and maybe even relied upon or depended upon as a form of security or even survival makes one very upset, but it literally breaks them open, cracks them open for new experiences, and especially in vulnerability with the heart. Yeah, this feels literally like being cracked open. Wow. All right, let's see what else wants to come out here, and then we'll move on to cards. I'm sorry, buddy. Anything else for metal? Anything? Now he's sitting on the cards. Anything else for metal? Ooh, what have you been hiding from metal? Raccoon. Ooh, my stomach. What have you been hiding from? The raccoon to me is a hiding card. It can also be like an ego mask, but usually when the raccoon comes out, I always feel a little bit of sadness. That's my personal relationship with these cards. I always feel a little bit of sadness. Then we have the Scorpion card, which is in this deck about holding on to grudges, holding on to emotional attachments that make us feel pain and feel hurt. And then we got healing with the dolphin. So yeah, metal and or collective, whatever this is for. Hold on, let me move the Clydester. You just gotta be over here, buddy. This is to break your normal, your familiar, to break you open, to get you to be vulnerable. You may even feel like you're a different person because you don't have the sense of security or stability that you've been so used to, but it's also gonna show you what you've been holding on to out of that place of needing that kind of security, which means there's been an insecurity, right? And it's gonna allow for healing to take place, okay? Okay, metal? All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. Oh, interesting. Look what fell out. King of Cups, emotional strength and stability. So it feels like whatever this is could be very much in your material plane or something that you've tangibly been able to attach to that is giving you some sort of, I want to say false, sense of emotional security, because this is all about emotional security, like the mastery of it. Okay, just saying. All right. Yeah, we're going to pull from Tarot Nefertari. Again, all the decks that I use are linked below. I love this deck. It's just so beautiful. Oh, buddy. You okay now? Oh, he just wants to cuddle, and he doesn't want to be in the car. I can tell. He knows. He just knows. This is going to be the last day for a while, I promise. I promise. Fine. Any messages or insights for metal pertaining to this spread? Any messages or insights from... I keep having to like go around him. for metal pertaining to this spread. Last one. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. Clyde. Come on. Just be right there. You're fine right there. Okay? All right. For metal. Any messages or insights for metal? And literally the metals that are, I mean, it's like I'm hearing like gold, silver, copper, iron, like steel. Is that different than iron? Again, I don't know why it's coming out that way. It just is. Six of Swords. I'm hearing journey actually with this card. Normally with this card, I feel acceptance or moving on to new horizons, but they're giving me the word journey. And the swords indicates like, right, clarity, the mental space. Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm getting that there's been too much mental energy. There's been too much thinking. And it's like, you know, you have the air energy, but you also have the water here. It's the connection of the mind and the heart. The balance of the mind and the emotions. I'm gonna say the emotions. Are they in balance with you? Or have you been stuck in the mind too much? And now that something is shattering, it almost seems like it's forcing you in the heart. Like it almost becomes too chaotic up here and it forces you to really feel what you haven't been allowing yourself to feel, or recognize what you haven't been allowing yourself to detach from, to let go of emotionally. Once you find the balance of the mind and the heart, this whole experience will be a lot easier on your journey. And then you can actually progress into something different, into a different experience. I know, buddy. Yeah, I know. You just want love. You've had food, so I know it's not food. You just want love. I know. Anything else for metal? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Wow. I like this. This feels good. Queen of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands, the World, and the Three of Cups. That World card is basically like the eagle, right? What is trying to leave and what is trying to come in. And it does feel a little bit like it's being forced upon. And look at that. Seven of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like fighting the process. It's fighting the shattering. But why fight the shattering? The world is bringing the Three of Cups. It's bringing experiences that actually will make you very happy and experiences that you'll want to celebrate. Excuse me. But can you allow that? Can you see that? With the Queen of Pentacles, it also is that part of you that wants stability, that has had stability with the Camel. Like, no, I'm keeping, I need to keep, I need to keep, I need to keep. But there's really great stuff that could be had here. And yes, it's uncomfortable and it might feel different. But it's worth celebrating if you allow it and you don't fight it. Let's see, anything else for metal, and then we'll move on. Anything else for metal? If any of you like really work with a lot of metals, or maybe work with different gods or goddesses that represent metals, this reading's probably for you. Or again, if you follow a different like school of thought, like Chinese astrology or something. On the bottom, we have the moon. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. With the Two of Wands. Yep. And the Fool card. Holy. Yeah. It just keeps going. And the Nine of Wands. Oh, and look, emotions. Queen of Cups. Yeah. It's like, whoa. What have you not been allowing yourself to see about what it is that you are emotionally attached to? That's honestly what I'm getting here. That Two of Wands and the Fool card, it's a challenge of, are you willing to take a risk or not? Nine of Wands, it's like, it's a very tense energy of like, oh God, can I really jump or can I not? Right? And then we have the Queen of Cups underneath that, emotionally being guarded. And it feels like being guarded against your own emotions, honestly. I keep wanting to say something's been lurking. Something's been hiding in your shadow. I didn't want to say it like that, just how it came out. Something's been hiding in your shadow that you haven't been wanting to see. Or that you've been having a very hard time actually seeing or actually acknowledging. And whatever this shattering is, again, feels very much like a tower. Whatever this shattering is, it's gonna help you to see it, but you gotta want to see it. You gotta want to see it. All right. All right, let's move on. Let's see, who's next? Earth, air, fire, or water? Earth, air, fire, or water? It's funny because I've been starting to get reintroduced to Mayan astrology via a friend, and it's like there's something about that just pulled on me really strongly. I gotta study more though before I introduce that into readings. Anyway, sorry. Earth, air, water, or fire? Water. We're gonna go with water. Okay. Water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. My belly just got hot. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Excuse me, I feel a little bit of trickster energy. I've been feeling that in the collective recently. Could be your own shadow too. It's almost like getting really caught up in like certain ideas. I want to say ideas. Ideas, or letting your emotion, or getting too attached to your emotions. Right? And emotions are supposed to be like, right? Letting them flow. But when you attach to them and you hold on to them, it's like that's when things can get a little mucky. Yeah, I want to say there's been almost too much emphasis on ideas or emotions, and you're becoming very aware of that. I keep feeling a trickstery energy. I really want to say it's yourself though. Sorry, that's how it's coming through. It could be other people. I feel like it's coming from you, almost like you've been tricking yourself. Like, yeah, like getting too attached to ideas or emotions have been like you've been tricking yourself, self-sabotaging, not seeing things super clearly, or even creating things in your reality that you didn't intend to. Yeah, wow, this is coming through really strongly, water signs. Excuse me, you're becoming aware of that. Like, I'm almost getting this feeling of like getting caught up in an idea that, oh, that isn't good for me, or I really shouldn't do that anymore, or like I'm so over it. But then if you're actually forced to do it, you're like, oh no, this does make me happy. Wait, this does make me happy. Like almost like you've had some sense of confusion. Yeah, like you've had some sense of confusion between, actually it's funny because metal had the mind and the heart, between your mind and your heart. Almost like your soul's been confused. No, thank you. You've been confusing your soul with your mind. Oh, water signs. What kind of reading am I doing for you today? You've been confusing your soul with your mind. Almost like thinking that like some of your thoughts that you've been having have been like intuition, for example, but it's like, no, those are just your thoughts. The human mind is a weird thing. It's kind of a scary place, to be honest with you. It's kind of a scary place. Water signs, I encourage stillness. I encourage quiet. I encourage meditation. I encourage doing things that drop you into your body, like being physically active, for example, or even just being creative, right? Where it's like you get in tune with the vessel and your own creative energy, your lower chakras, like anything to like get you out of the head. Because I want to say that's where the confusion's happening, or it's almost like there have been tricks. It's weird. Anyway. Okay. You might also realize when you do that, you actually get... Oh, I guess I disconnected for a second. Golden egg, the heart chakra. I love this card. Yeah, oh, yeah, water signs. I really want to say there's been illusions, there's been trickery, there's been like attaching to ideas that and confusing that for intuition, or confusing that with your soul. This is about dropping back into the soul. Okay. And the retrogrades could have done that as well, right? Mercury and Venus retrograde could have done that as well. I would say, I would also check your progress chart too, but like if you have Leo or Virgo in like first house, 12th house, 8th house. I'm trying to think what else would create something like that. Those are just the ones off the top of my head, like where we have a sense of identity, right? Or getting into the realms. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Water signs. Anything else for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, I also like almost want to say too, like, just shut it off. Just step back for a while. Whatever you've been like feeding on when it comes to these thoughts, I really want to say it's thoughts, these illusions, these confusions, these doubts, whatever. Like whatever it's attached to, like if it's attached to work, step the fuck away from work for a while, right? Or if it's attached to a relationship, shelve the relationship for a while and have some alone time. Like, um, yeah, yeah. I also want to say maybe you just also just need a vacation. Like maybe you just need to like have a couple or maybe like a couple simple days or maybe a week of just simplicity of I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna eat a good breakfast, I'm gonna go be in nature and not think about things or just be, right? Or just like walk around and explore or find yourself in the ocean or you know what I mean? Like just simple, just you being, right? Just you being a human. Um, yeah, just you being a human. Interesting. Tigers coming out. This card actually represents spiritual awakening. She's my Queen of Wands card in this deck. She also represents passion. Passion, sensuality, sexuality, all that like Leo-y, Juno goodiness, right? But she does represent spiritual awakening. Are you guys going through an awakening? You could potentially be going through an awakening right now, water sign. Some of you could be a sexual awakening just because there's so much of that energy going on this week. Oh, water signs. For some of you, you've been very caught up in these ideas or these emotions or the mental space because something has been brewing inside of you that I almost want to say feels potentially foreign and intense and almost like you want an instruction manual to like dance with it. This feels like a stirring from within, from the loins to the heart is almost how it's coming through. Yeah, it feels very like sensual, sexual in nature, like fire and water is coming up within you, but it's about the soul. It's purely about the soul and about your passion and about your heart and nothing else. I almost feel like you've been running from it. I gotta be honest with what I'm picking up on. I feel like you've kind of been running from this energy. There's something about it that's been off-putting. Something about this energy reminds you of an emotional experience or emotional experiences or even desires that you've had, wants that you've had that maybe haven't worked out. I think that's why you're running from it. I think that's why you're really running from it. Anything else for me? This is an interesting reading, water signs. Anything else for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the crow. You could be seeing the tiger or the crow in synchronicities. This just felt like you've actually seen crows recently is how it's been coming, is how it just came through. But this is my card of magic, alchemy, transmutation. Sometimes the crow can be a trickster, but he's much more a magician to me than the trickster itself, because magician to me is more like using alchemy and that ability to manipulate, right, or transmute for purposes that benefit others, not harm others. It feels like there's magic stirring within you. There's magic, there's sexuality, there's passion, there's power, to be honest, surging within you, stirring within you. I feel like you've been distracting yourself from it, or like there's been this difficulty with how to dance with it. And I keep feeling it's like, it's because it's reminding you of something, or it's bringing up like old hopes or old dreams or old wants. And it's like, I feel this, I can feel it here, this temptation to like run or distract oneself. This is the truth. Scorpio, almost said Scorpio. Interesting. Series is in Scorpio. But yeah, water signs. This is a truth in you. This is a very true energy in you. And you can't run from it, so you might as well embrace it. Some of you guys could be dealing with a crow person, like someone who carries crow magic or identifies strongly with the crow, or you see them as a crow. That's coming through too. Oh, and there it is. And there it is. Look who came out. So if you haven't seen Metal, the Metal reading had these two cards as well, and they both landed on Golden Egg. And what were these in the Metal reading? Holding on to shit. Holding on to security blankets, right? They actually came out reversed with the Golden Egg. I just want to let you guys know that. When they flew out, they both flipped in reverse, but I just want to show you guys the cards. Yeah, so water signs. Funny, I said Scorpion too. Scorpion. Water signs. There's definitely some sort of like remembrance. Thank you. This could even be like a past life thing, or like a very like deep karmic thing, or even an ancestral thing. That's also what I'm being given to. So keep in mind, this might not even be yours in this life specifically. Confirmation. It could have been passed down ancestrally. Or you could be doing something with the bloodlines right now. Or again, this could be just like past life karmic stuff. Anyway, however you cut it, it's clearly something that disturbs you emotionally, that is stirring within you. And so there's this temptation to run, or this temptation to be like, I'm just not going to look at that. I'm going to distract. You can't run from it. I'm sorry, water signs. You can't run from it. Overall, we have the Bear. This is coming into a rebirthing period after being in the dark, or being hermiting, or being in a period of recovery, a period of stillness. And then we have the Owl, High Priestess energy. So, psychic awareness, intuition, all that stuff. Also, the Owl comes out when there are good things to come. And this is the good thing to come, water signs. It's magic. It's your power. It's your magic. It's sensuality. It's creativity. It's alchemy. It's all of these like yummy things about you and what you can do, trying to come to the surface, trying to stir and be brewed. And it's like you've been running or halting the process. I want to say delaying the process. Move into that Bear energy. If you haven't been taking time, like quiet time, to like drop in, right, to get out of here, do it. Please do it. You'll be very happy you did, okay? Because then you're gonna get that clarity. The Owl's like you're gonna see. You're gonna see it. Oh wow, hyena. Also came up in the Metal reading. You're gonna see how you've been running, how you've been hiding or even sabotaging this for yourself, and what will be unmasked. Whale and the Swan. Full circle energy of this feeling of coming home to oneself, or coming home to spirit. Whale is great spirit. It is the interconnectedness of all things. Swan is feeling whole and complete within the self, and also partnership, but it's also partnership with the self. You see what I'm saying? There's something that's been lurking in your shadow. I would definitely watch the Metal reading. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the cards, because you know me, I could just talk forever. Okay. I also got I got shit to do today. I got places to be today. Any messages or insights for water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Where's Clyde, sir? Oh, good, he's sleeping. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Four Swords on the Tiger. I almost want to say your inner tiger, tigress, for my females, has been asleep. That's literally what I'm getting. It's been hidden. It's been hiding. This is about you letting it come up and out. Your inner tiger has been asleep. And that's it. It's interesting. It's almost like it's roaring. It's almost like, water sign, I need to come out. Let me out. I need to. And you're like, oh, no, scary. Anything else for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Remember, the moon's going to be in Scorpio this week too, in the beginning of the week. So maybe that's also why I said Scorpio. This might be peaking up in the beginning of the week, this energy. Oh, that is interesting. Remember what I said for some of you maybe dealing with a Crow person? We have Crow, Three of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Well, the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands, is that passion, that sensuality, that fire coming out as the Knight of Wands. Actually, moon is into Sag on the 20th, Scorpio to Sag, right? That Three of Wands actually is like, I'm getting like a meeting point. Sometimes I do get that with Three of Wands, like some sort of event or destiny, or even a person like meeting one where one has been standing, is kind of how I get the Three of Wands, and I'm kind of getting it like that a little bit. But this also to me feels like, let this energy brew up within you, let it brew, let it stir, let it come up and out. And yes, like take your pause while this is happening to allow the process to happen. And then when you're ready to do something with it, you'll do something with it. And you could be meeting yourself at this point of this energy surging up within you. But some of you are dealing with a crow person. And for anybody who's dealing with a crow person, it's almost like they're anticipating. Like they know. Like they know this is happening within you, and they're just anticipating you completing this process. They're waiting to see the tiger come out. Yeah, wow. Yeah, if you're dealing with a crow person, they're just waiting for to see the tiger or tigress come out. But again, I really feel strongly a lot of this is just about like, let this come up, let this stir up, because it is you, and it's a very true part of you, and it's something you can't hide or run from anymore. Anything else for my water signs? So on Golden Egg, where we also have that Scorpion and Camel energy, that is like, right, just really indicative of indicative of the fact that you need to have a change here. You need to like have a little bit of a breaking of self, just like what came up in Metal, which I'm convinced is just part of the collective. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Passion, fire, maybe even like a renewed sense of passion or fire for Ten of Cups. For a very emotionally satisfying life that encompasses other people. A family life, a domestic life, a tribe that feels really freaking good to you. That is what I feel is like a memory. Like an old memory, or an old I can feel it. It's just like an old desire, or something that like you felt really good about or really wanted, and like I can feel there's almost a sense of like a crushing or a heartbreak around it. I can feel that. Your desire for that has never gone away. You've just put it away. You've put it away because there's pain attached to it. It's almost like your heart's got to break open a little bit, water signs, like Metal. So again, definitely watch Metal. And it's going to allow this fire to come up, this passion. It's passion first and foremost. It's passion to come up and out, and almost like reawakening or awakening the tiger within, and letting that stir up, and so you can meet that part of you, right, and move forward. And some of you, there is a person that is very much aware this is happening to you, and they're just waiting. Which is actually kind of cool. They're just waiting. They're just like, look at water signs, still resisting that shit. Like they're like they're just waiting. Anything else for water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That fire. Oh, okay, a lot of cards are coming out. Oh. Ooh. I can feel the fire in my belly. Wow. Okay. So 2 big clusters came out, water signs. Let's look at this one first. It's like it's fire, but now it's like stirring up my emotions. This may be actually what it feels like for you. So we have 4 of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. There's a sense of justice that I'm feeling here. Water signs, a lot of you, what's wrapped up in this is some ancestral bullshit. Sorry, I just gotta call a spade a spade. I can feel it, like some bloodline bullshit, or even like galactic family, even star family bullshit. Like, oh, and even as I said, I got this really bad taste in my mouth. If it's for you, you'll know. It would not be a shock, okay? It's probably something you've been working on for a while. This energy feels just so amazing. I also want to say there's an embracing of divine masculine within the self as well. The Hierophant is my high priest to my high priestess. That's how I look at the Hierophant. Hierophant is also like obligations and contracts, institutions, and all that stuff as well. But with the Four of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, this is stability and like stirrings of the heart. And you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Stirring of your passion, stirring of your heart, trying to, I really want to say, just trying to meet you. Interesting. Oh, yeah, it's trying to meet you. It's trying to come to the surface. It's trying to harmonize with you and be like, hey, this is who you are. Let's run with this. Let's do this. That divine masculine energy. I feel like for whatever's been lurking in the shadow, especially some of this ancestral karmic stuff, it's wrapped up in divine masculine stuff as well, or your relationship with the divine masculine. Again, this is within and without, but it's within. It's interesting too, because Crow to me is also very much divine masculine. It's kind of like Odin to me. It's just a lot of energy. Sorry, give me a second. But yeah, water sign. But yeah, water signs. Cracking open the heart, cracking open your water, your fire, and letting that stir up within you so that it's almost like walking through a portal. Yeah, so you can embrace this like version of yourself, this timeline, this like it's just you. I don't know how else to like explain it. Like this is you allowing yourself to meet yourself, right? To come home to yourself and embrace all parts of you and allow that tiger to wake up, right? Allow that tiger to wake up and come full front and center. And this is for my water signs who maybe have been like, who are really comfortable in their water compared to like their personal fire. But there's a lot going on with your own divine masculine and your relationship and viewpoint, I want to say, of the divine masculine as well. That's needed for this. And that's part of what is trying to break. Thank you. This is part of what's trying to break your ideas, your perspective, your belief systems around the divine masculine within and without and what it represents. I feel pain there. So healing to be happening there. And then, oh, I didn't even see that. So I thought there were 3 here and it's actually 4. The Devil. Oh, I got chills. I got chills. Judgment. Queen of Wands. There's that fire. And what did I say? The tiger represents the Queen of Wands to me. And the Lovers. Get real about these illusions. Get real about the boogeyman in your life here. That's honestly what I feel with Judgment and the Devil. It's placing judgment on the devil in your life. And what is the devil in your life? It's this, okay? It's this. It's this. It's what's been holding you back from allowing this very true part of you to come up to the surface. And again, I keep getting pulled to this crow person. Again, there could be a crow person in your life that's like, aware this is happening to you, but I also want to say for some it could even be a mirroring experience to get you to embrace this aspect of self. Like they could be very fiery while you're very watery, right? For example, to get you to like get your fire up and going. But placing judgment on the devil, placing judgment on what has been holding you back from this. And once you do that, what's unleashed? The Queen of Wands and the Lovers. Being aligned with oneself, being aligned to spirit, but also making the choice that is aligned to your soul. Okay, overall, we have the High Priestess. High Priestess and the Hierophant. High Priest to the High Priestess. Excuse me, coming in here. Underneath that, we have the Two of Swords. Excuse me. Wow. A lot of 2s. Empress, and then 2 of Wands. Yeah, a lot of 2s. 2s may be very synchronistic for you, as are 1s. I'm just looking at the board here. Yeah, 1s, 2s, 4s. I see a lot of 1s, 2s, and 4s, but look at this. High Priestess, 2 of Swords, and the Empress. I'm getting a little bit of a battle with you, water sign. It's interesting, because Empress and High Priestess are also very similar, except the High Priestess works in the realms, right? She literally works in the occult practices, spiritual practices. High Priestess. Empress is much more practical, much more physical plane. She helps to manage empires with the Emperor, but they're both divine feminine energy. They're both divine feminine energy, and I feel like you've almost been caught between the two of Empress and High Priestess. Who you are in the physical, who you are as you show up in the world, like your image, how people see you, again, practically who you are in your vessel, and High Priestess, the multidimensional version of you. This is allowing you to walk both those lines. It's allowing you to understand that these are, again, it's a spectrum of who you are, and to own all of it by letting this come up. Remember, this card is a card of spiritual awakening, right? Yeah, so I can see that. I can see where you're needing to merge your Empress and High Priestess and not be one or the other, but finding a balance between the two. There's also this, yeah, thank you. There's also this question of identity, water signs. God, you guys got a big reading of identity. Who are you? Of who you are. Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? You can be both. You are, you are. Thank you. You are both. You are both. So embrace the tiger. Okay, water signs. Wow, what a reading. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Whew. Okay. Because again, I got shit to do. Let me check the time. At 1:11:11 as I did that. Ah, shit, it's 9:22. Oh my God. No, 8:22. I keep getting confused. Yeah, 8:22. Still, I crunched on time. Earth, air, fire. Fire. Woohoo. Fire signs. Okay. Okay. Fire. Aries. I feel like this one's going to be very... Oh, look, the lion, the king of wands. And we just had water sign where they have the queen of wands. It's interesting. There's definitely a dance of water and fire going on. Clearly. Clearly. There's like a water sign reading. What was I going to say? Sorry, someone distracted me. I expect fire signs reading to be very like... Just because we have Venus and Juno and Chiron and the moon and Sag. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Why do I feel a lot of phone calls? I feel a lot of phone calls. I feel a lot of like... This could be telepathy too. I feel a lot of communication going on, fire signs. Of course, all this fire. Why wouldn't you get this card? Cheetah. Basically like the Eight of Wands to me. It is an unstoppable, inevitable force. It's also you wanting to just pounce. Just pounce on it. What do you want to pounce on? Or who do you want to pounce on? Just saying. Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, something's undeniable. Fire sign, something is undeniable. Have you been running from this too? Everyone's been running from something. Oh, beautiful. We have cheetah and butterfly. You're just taking off, aren't you, fire signs? Butterfly is usually a sign that there's been a big change, a big transformation, or even some kind of birthing energy. I want to say it's actually been a clearing more than anything. But it's like, God, it's like you're a freaking rocket. It's like something about you or something in your life is taking off. It's undeniable is what keeps coming through. It's undeniable. You're flying towards something, fire signs. Literally, you're flying. You might actually be on a plane. You might actually be getting on a plane. Something's undeniable and you're flying towards something. Or someone. For some of you, it's someone. They just keep saying the same thing. Undeniable. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. I feel like you've gone through a recent clearing, though. That's coming through really strongly. Almost like you've shed weight or you've shed energetic weight, and it's allowing you to really see clearly and take flight. You literally might be traveling. I can't get away from that feeling, too. Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, my. Yeah, you've shed some energetic stuff. We've got the lizard coming in after butterfly. There have been, I I just want to say it's energies, but that could be in the form of people, places, even thoughts, right? Even thoughts are energy that were overwhelming. I want to say overwhelming, triggering, for some actually weighing you down. So take this as it resonates, because for some I'm feeling overstimulated, painful. And for some I'm feeling like a density, like a dense holding you back, weighing down your body, maybe even affecting you physically, and you've shed it. You shed it. And it's, again, it's like places or people or, keep wanting to do this, like thoughts. And it's allowing you to fly. I keep wanting to say skyrocket. Skyrocket, or literally fly to something, to someone, and it's undeniable that you're going to be flying in this direction because you've dealt with this. You've dealt with that. Let's see if anything else wants to come through for my fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh my. I just got a couple things. Hold on, let me get the rest of these cards out here. Some of you, this could have felt like an initiation with the cards, oh, bleh. Some of you, this felt like an initiation. Oh, we just landed on lizard. Shark. Shark is a perceived threat, whether it's real or not. It's this feeling of walls are closing in, I'm being circled in on, or this feeling of heaviness or density. I keep wanting to say you were very energetically impacted by someone, a place, or yourself, your mind, a fear even. But it felt all-encompassing. It felt all-encompassing. And some of you were just so triggered that that's the point that you got to. Okay? I was also picking up on this too. I was hearing protection. Some of you, this is, I think, a very small group of you, maybe even just one of you. If you're like flocking to someone, it might be because you're worried about them. That's interesting that just came through. Like you want to like shield them or protect them from something. You don't know who you are. Overall, oh yeah, octopus. You know the octopus. And if you're new and you don't know the octopus, devil. Devil, suffocation, attachment, codependency. The octopus is not bad in and of itself. It's sometimes the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? It's kind of like choke the puppy syndrome is also what octopus can be. Like if someone just has a lot of love for you, they just might not be healthy in that love. They might choke you to death and suffocate you with that love, right? That's octopus energy. Then we have nightingale, some throat chakra. It's almost like there's been this difficulty with speaking on your experience is how it's coming through. Yeah, wow. Wow, yeah. So some of you guys, this clearing could have been with the throat as well. Yeah, it just feels like you haven't been allowed to share, or you haven't been allowed to speak up about this, or maybe talk to someone about this, whatever this is. It literally feels like being suppressed and circled and suffocated and like, oh. But this is you coming out of it. This is you busting out of it, skyrocketing out of it, flying. I keep hearing flying. You could have an association with birds or insects or winged creatures. Interesting. That's part of the new moon Virgo, is winged creatures. Anyway, and you're flying out of this crappy crap hole. So I honestly want to say it. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's pull some cards. Oh. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. I didn't want this to be a 2-hour reading. I was actually trying really hard to not have it be a 2-hour reading. Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. One more. Okay. Knight of Wands. Shocker. coming out with Cheetah. You guys know the Knight of Wands. That's Sag energy. So again, when the moon is in Sag, you guys are really gonna like, whoa, like feel the energies of the week. That's probably the most intense time of the week for you. From the 20th to the 22nd, 21st is a peak day, so don't forget that. But yeah, so here you are in your cheetah-ness, flying. The Knight of Wands moves fast, flying. But the Knights are also messengers. The Knights are also messengers. And remember, it's almost like you've been like suffocating, like you haven't been able to say what you've been needing to say or what you've been wanting to say. And this is you being able to do that. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, it's like you're clearly getting away from an environment, a person, or a lifestyle choice, or again, even like just really bad thoughts that it just feels so heavy and kind of dark. And dark isn't always bad, but when I say dark, I mean like literally it's like it's been snuffing you out. Judgment and the Six of Cups coming in on Butterfly. Six of Cups indicating that there's a lot of like past energy connected to this, whether it's patterns or ancestral stuff, past life stuff. But it's also about your soul. It's a very soul-oriented card. It's actually Scorpionic energy, but the Six of Cups literally is the card of memories or nostalgia or past or family. Again, past lives. Judgment being there, excuse me, it's calling judgment on this experience. How do I want to say this? On this energy. It feels like it's gotten more intense though. So it's like, okay, I'm getting this the way I'm getting this, I'm having trouble explaining. I'm having trouble articulating. There's the word. Because with the Six of Cups, I'm definitely getting that this is like a pattern or it's ancestral shit. I'm getting both of those. So it's something you're actually used to. It's something you've been used to. But for whatever reason, recently, it's gotten more intense. The effect of it, the weight of it, the heaviness, the suffocation of it, the restriction of it. And this is you deciding no more. Judgment is also Pluto. So people sometimes forget that. So it has a little bit of a scorpionic feel, right? It's also why it is the card of resurrection as well. But this is you literally acknowledging what your experience has been in this, right? With this kind of energy. And recognizing you're not free. A part of you is not free. And you're freeing yourself. Again, this is you skyrocketing out of the muck, busting out of the cocoon, busting out of the prison. It's like, it's literally like getting away from the toxic bullshit. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo. Some of you, this is about getting away from a relationship. Some of you that might be familial. Some of you might be romantic or a friend. Feels like there's like a soul contract or something in the midst of that for a lot of you. If it's about getting away from a person. This, yeah, thank you. This is about your freedom, fire signs. The Knight of Wands and Cheetah. Juno, well, Juno represents partnership and marriage. It's also protection of women, which in a way is also about freedom. And remember, Lilith, which is all about freedom, and it's in Leo, is opposing Saturn. So wanting to get away from authoritative, restrictive things, even if those things are trying to teach us a lesson. But fire signs, it looks very clear to me that you are very aware of how unhealthy whatever the Six of Cups represents to you. Ancestral stuff, a relationship, a soul contract, a pattern of yours that's rooted in your past. And it's like, oh no, I need to break out and I need to be free now. It's my time to be free. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. I want to know about this lizard and shark. Can you tell me about the lizard and shark? Because like, even if it's something that you've known about or it's been familiar, it's something about it's gotten more intense recently, like hitting a breaking point. Like, oh, this is about to be the straw that broke the camel's back, right? I love that phrase. It's a great phrase. Anyway, tell me about the lizard and shark for my fire signs. What is the lizard? I'm getting Five of Wands energy. Tell me about the lizard and shark. For my fire signs. It doesn't want to give me any cards on it. What is this? Three of Wands? Yeah. Hold on, let me get all the cards out here. Are you finally giving it to me? Wow. Okay. So fire signs, if you got a lot of water in your chart, you're dealing with a water sign, I would definitely watch the water reading because you guys, oh my God, yeah, you guys definitely have some parallels going on here. But water was working with fire, so it makes sense that they'd be connected to you in some way. So with Judgment and the Six of Cups, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. And this is with the butterfly, what you're breaking away from. That Three of Wands in reverse field, I'm hearing dead end is actually what I'm hearing, right? Because Three of Wands is normally about seeing what's coming your way. You've done a little bit of work and you're kind of like waiting for things to come to fruition and you're looking at better horizons. You're looking forward. It's future forward thinking, even if you're taking your time. Three of Wands in reverse is like literally the opposite of that, right? It's like things are not working out. Pessimistic energy, narrow-minded, not being able to see, but you're breaking away from the Six of Cups, and I literally am hearing with the Three of Wands in reverse that like dead end. Dead end, like if you stay with whatever the Six of Cups is, it's almost like you're going to be stuck. Perpetually stuck. And you've been stuck, right? You've clearly been stuck, especially when it comes to trying to talk or communicate or express yourself. You've clearly been stuck when it comes to whatever this particular thing is. Some of you, this has been a battle you've been trying to fight on your own. And you're realizing, this is a battle I just can't fight anymore. So I'm going to like, boop, I'm going to do away with this. Now, it's interesting. I wanted to clarify the lizard and shark. This is that feeling of like, right? Of like, oh my God, walls are closing in. Oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Breaking point, breaking point. And what do we have? We have two aces. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. It's an interesting breaking point because what is creating the breaking point is this realization that you really do want different. You need a different experience, and you have an Ace of Wands. You have a very strong desire for that new experience, and that new experience is around an Ace of Pentacles. Some sort of stability or some new experience in your physical reality, or maybe even like a new monetary experience or a new job experience. It's like, it's almost like I need to get out of here. This isn't good for me. This isn't stable for me. And I need to go and find something that is, whether it's about a relationship or an environment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? It's this desperate impulse, this desperate desire for not this anymore. Not this suffocating, dense, restrictive pattern, relationship, job, environment. I just need to be fucking free. Whew, okay. Overall, we have the Devil. Water sign had the Devil too. With the Chariot. Wow, Eight of Swords and the Lovers. Water signs had Lovers too. You got to get right in your alignment, fire signs. The Devil and the Chariot, it's about how you've been held back and you've been restricted. Again, this feeling of like, oh my God, I can't move. Oh my God, I can't talk. Oh my God, I can't breathe, right? And then the Eight of Swords and the Lovers. The Eight of Swords tells me that this is completely within your control. And there might be a mental factor here because the Eight of Swords is a mental trap. It's a mental imprisonment of our own making. And it's surrounding the Lovers. It's surrounding our own sense of balance and how we make decisions that are aligned to our soul. I look at the Chariot and the Lovers and it's like, oh my God, that's beautiful together. But look what's all around it. This murkiness, this density, and maybe even for some illusions and fear, right? And fear of what? Fear of what, really? Some of you have been afraid to break away from this, maybe because it's familiar, maybe because you really care about a person or a job, or like you've been really committed to something. But I mean, Octopus was your overall energy too, the Devil, right? But this clearly, you clearly need to escape. It feels like a prison break, honestly, it does. So fire signs, do your prison break, get out while you can, and do what you need to do and be free, okay? Now we have Earth and Air. Where are we? Okay. What am I doing? Earth or air? Earth or air? We're doing earth. Air, you're going last. Okay. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm hearing breathe. Breathe. Calm. Tranquilo. Earth signs, you might be finding the calm in a storm, or you could literally be trying to calm someone. I'm literally hearing breathe. Just breathe. That feels very familiar. Breathe. Isn't there a song? Just breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. I feel like there's a song that wants to come up with that. It might jump out for some of you guys. Those feel like song lyrics. Breathe, just breathe. Breathe, just breathe. Yeah, it feels like literally calming yourself or trying to calm someone, trying to ground. Ooh, I felt that in my body. Especially my mystics out there. This could be you doing energy work on someone or even yourself. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. It feels very soothing, and it feels very loving and very healing. I really like this energy. Jesus, is everybody getting the freaking octopus today? Octopus, devil. Something's making the devil come out. Is that how this is coming through? It feels like a trigger. This is a temptation to control. Yeah. Something is triggering the octopus to come out within you or within someone around you. Because I keep getting, for some of you, it's almost like you're trying to guide someone through a situation. So again, take it as it resonates. But what's going on there? Oh, little curl. Anyway. So take it as it resonates. But I feel a trigger that almost is making someone want to like, I need to control this now. I need to do damage control. Da-da, da-da. And it's like, breathe. Just breathe. Everything's okay. Just breathe. Whoa. Sea serpent, sacral energy. So explicitly, this could literally be read as a lot of sexual energies, potentially distortions or attachments that are rooted in the sacral. Could very much be read explicitly with that. I'm just, the octopus is really bothering me. Sorry. It's like, I can't stop feeling the octopus. And it's interesting, right? Because it's like, I was getting like, breathe, it's fine. Almost like, ignore it. It's okay. And I'm having a hard time ignoring the octopus and trying to like get refocused on the other energies that are going on in your reading. So this could be something coming up for you. Like, where is your focus at? Don't get so distracted by things that are chaotic or things that could be making you want to control things or triggering you, right? But some of you, there is like a very, I don't know how to describe that, like that energy, tentacly, attaching, needy, clingy, gimme, moochie, 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 like, I'm gonna say needy energy that you're dealing with. And it could be freaking you out, or it could be triggering you in some way. Some of you, there's a lot of sexual energy wrapped up in this, and I can't get away from that feeling either. I can't get away from that feeling either. But I like that the sea serpent is out here, because the fact that the sacral is coming up means that your lower chakras are coming up, which also means that you're probably more grounded than some of the other signs I've read today. Okay, is what I'm getting at. Sea serpent is creative expression, it's play, it's sensuality, it's sexuality. It is a life force center, and that in and of itself feels good. I just don't like that the octopus is so close to it. I can feel strong desires coming from the sea serpent for you, like, Oh God, sorry, signs, give me a minute. There's a lot coming in for you. So I'm trying to sort it out. And the octopus is distracting. Some of you guys could have somebody in your life that's very distracting from your own process. But I can feel that there's almost, thank you, it's a birthing energy. That's what it is. I was like, something's trying to come out of your sacral or something. You are trying to birth something, or something wants to be birthed. For some of you, that's you wants to be birthed, which means you're going through a big transformation within yourself right now. And I keep hearing that calm, breathe, don't get distracted, stay focused, stay centered, stay intentional with your desires, stay intentional with what it is you want, stay intentional with your sexual energy as well. Don't be frivolous with it. Don't just give it out to anybody. That's just how it's coming through. I'm not judging anybody for your choices. The octopus is a serious distraction and it's getting triggered. It's almost like the more you try to feed your sacral or work from your sacral, the more the octopus gets triggered. And this could be someone outside of you, but it could also be your own tendency to want to control something. For some of you, you're finding, thank you, here it is. Here we go. You're finding a lot of freedom in your own sexual energy or your own desires or your own creative expression, and it could be triggering the fuck out of somebody. Okay? Oh, God, let's move on. Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yeah, the more I'm getting into it, the more you feed your sacral and you're working in that juicy, creative, life-giving energy, sexual energy. For some of you, it's just in your feminine as well. It's really triggering another person. And for some of you, it's like you're working through your own blocks when it comes to control, okay? I'm getting strong parent-child dynamic there. So it could even be like stuff you got to work on between you and your own parents, your relationship with them, and how it inhibited your own creative expression and sexuality. Moving on. All right. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. A lot of shame around sex is coming up to be dealt with as well, whether it's from you or your partner. It's a bouncing. I can feel it. It's like you do this, there's a reaction within you and outside of you. And it's like that's why it was like, what is going on? It's like it's a very active dance between what your intentions are, the actions you're taking, how it triggers other people, and how that also could potentially trigger things within yourself. For some of you, this is like a major cleanup within your own sacral chakra, within your sexual energy, your ability to create, and your desires and your passion and like wanting to have fun and balancing that with your physical reality. It's triggering a lot within you and outside of you. But keep focused and don't get distracted. Ugh. Anything else for my earth signs? There it is. Death. I knew it. Vulture. Death magic. Scorpio energy. Like I said, you're going through a serious cleaning when it comes to your sacral. And it's coming out in so many different ways. Whoa, it feels so sexual for some of you. Again, take this as it resonates. But you are going through a cleaning, a clearing of your sacral, which means there's going to be stuff coming up around your sexuality, your sex life, your romantic life, how you creatively express yourself, whether that's through art or your hands or literally talking or maybe even singing. Singing just came up. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's through style, through fashion. Image just came up really strong too, Earth signs. Image. How you ordain your vessel, how you dress your vessel out in the world could be changing a lot right now. You could be experimenting a lot, but that's because you're going through a major freaking clearing, okay? And it could be triggering people. It could really be triggering your partners, but it could also be like as you're trying to do things within you get triggered, and then you gotta because you're clearing, right? So whether it's creative, financial, sexual, inner child parent dynamics, stuff like that, okay? That's the stuff that could be coming up here. And because it is a sacral, anger could be coming up as a result of that too. Wow. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. On the bottom, we have whale. Whale to me is great spirit. It's also the interconnectedness of all things. It's also the very, very deep subconscious. It's a very spiritual card. And there's the divine feminine. I knew it. I should have called it. this is a huge clearing and recalibrating and evolving of the feminine within you and your bloodlines as well, because there's a lot of ancestral stuff that's still happening here. But moving into a very pure sense of your own divinity, especially if you are female or you identify as female, moving into your womb space, or if you have a womb, moving into your womb space in a very divine, deep way to do a massive, massive clearing and rehauling. And that's going to be showing externally. They keep saying that, like, your body may change. Your body may change, your face may change, and the way that you dress yourself may change. Your relationship with self and image and how you love on yourself will also change. But because of that, all of your relationships are probably going to change too in some way, shape, or form. And yes, there will be triggers. There will be triggers. Something about this feels kind of abrasive in the clearing and the triggers, even though you're moving deeper into divinity and femininity there. Wow. Okay, let's pull cards. Yeah, it's like when I started getting into your energy, it was like I was feeling so much because I was feeling you and I was feeling other people. So especially for those of you who have wombs, wombs are basically quantum fields. They're basically portals. Okay, that's what they are. They're portals. And so if you're clearing a portal, guess what? You're clearing a bunch of other shit too, right? So I was like, whoa, what is this? It's like, oh, it's intention and reaction to reaction and to reaction to the reaction. It's, yeah, the domino ripple effect. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. If you do have a womb and you are still in that phase of your life where you menstruate, your cycle may be very different while you're going through this, where it could be either like delayed or very active or very painful because there's clearing happening. I also want to say powerful, like psychically powerful as well. Like while you are actually starting your cycle, you could actually feel very, very psychic, like more than you normally do. Okay. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Family. I'm actually hearing I'm hearing legacy, which is normally the Ten of Pentacles, but here we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is family, it's domestic life, it's the container of your emotional life and all of the people in it that either add to it emotionally or take away from it emotionally. But I'm actually hearing legacy. So yeah, there is some ancestral stuff going on here, and it is around octopus. So you could be clearing a lot of stuff as far as like family, ancestry, your domestic life, literally the people that you live with or the people that you call family, whether they're soul family or they're bio family, and they could be getting super triggered. They could be triggering the fuck out of you right now. I just keep getting triggers around that. And also understanding patterns that are rooted in family and ancestry and culture that are not healthy for you, or that restrict you or your sacral or your sexual energy, your creative expression in some way. Okay. Oh boy. I feel a lot of mood. I gotta be honest with what I feel. I feel a lot of mood swings. The sacral is an emotional center as well. So is the solar and the heart, obviously. But the sacral is also very emotional. We can hold a lot of emotions there, whether they've been repressed or not. There could also be this experience too as you're moving deeper in your femininity, your divinity. Man or woman, doesn't matter. How do I want to say this? Where you feel more like a deeper, real, more authentic you, but it could be very new for the people in your life. And it's like, whoa, who the hell are you? Right? So some people could be reacting to you that way. So keep that in mind. It's a huge, huge shift for you, earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I don't even know what to call this week. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So a lot of things coming full circle this week is also what they keep saying to me. Oh my God. Again, Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Who did I just do? Did I do fire or did I do air? No, I did fire. So fire had this come out too, and water signs had Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. So, watch the signs you feel called to, but look at this. And this is with the sea serpent. Again, you're going through a major clearing of your sacral, and for my females, of your womb spaces. It's like it's a cleaning. It's a cleaning, it's a clearing, it's a preparation. And yes, it is also a death process, because you can't have life without death. Okay, it's interesting. There's been a whole lot of death themes coming up recently that I've been witnessing, and like I thought they were personal, but there could also be some collective stuff here too. And literally you have the Ten of Cups to the Aces, right? So letting die away what isn't healthy, what has been maybe distorting or inhibiting your sacral. And here is you birthing almost like a new sacral. Wow. All right. You could be getting aided through this process as well. Probably by someone. Sorry, I got disconnected. It's more Capricorn-like, but with Sea Serpent and Vulture and all this like death to birth, and sexual energy, that's very Scorpionic. So if you have any Scorpios in your life, they could probably be triggering this process or aiding this process in some way. Any messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus. No, not taking those. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Wow. Vulture with the Nine of Pentacles. There's a new establishment, that's weird to say, of you. Like Earth Sign Incorporated. It's a new establishment of your confidence, of your self-esteem, of your self-worth, and how you see yourself, how you view yourself, where you place your value, how you, yeah, it's all about your own personal sense of value and worth. That's so funny how it came through. It's like, yeah, it's like Earth Signs Incorporated, September 2023. There is something about you that is completely new and getting established and rooted, but like in the sense of newness of you and how you express yourself, how you decorate yourself, how you value yourself. You're getting incorporated by yourself, with yourself. Some of you could actually want to have a lot of alone time at this time too, because like we're literally destroying the 10 to move into the Aces, that newness, and to the 9. This is a very independent card. This is a very independent card. Yeah, you could be feeling like you need to be alone for a bit while you're dealing with this. Totally understandable. Anything else, my earth signs? Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Wow, a lot. Yeah, I know we got a lot of pentacles on the board. So we have Wheel of Fortune coming out, landing between the 10 of Cups and the Aces, right? So going into a whole new beginning here, the death to the birth portion. And again, it feels like what you're killing is, it's interesting I said killing, ancestral stuff, family patterning, unhealthy domestic life stuff, those kinds of things. And you're moving into the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. There's a 2 of Pentacles there. Balance, decision making, reevaluating with the 7 of Pentacles, taking stock of yourself, and it's coming in after the Ace. So again, a lot of Pentacles here. So I'm seeing the 2 of Pentacles, seeing the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace, the 7, the 1, even the 8 is there. There's a lot. There's a lot of, it's almost like the full spectrum of the Pentacle life. So as a result of this transformation that's happening within you on a very deep sacral level, a sexual level even, especially as it relates to like ancestry and things that you've like adopted as patterns or domestic life, etc., you're evaluating your physical life. You're evaluating, for some of you, it's your money. For some of you, it's how you're living. It's what you do for work. And it's all in the way of like reestablishing yourself and your own sense of value and security. It's almost like reinventing yourself. Yeah, they said, yep. So earth signs, it's like you're reinventing yourself here. You're reinventing yourself. And I mean everything. The internal to the external, you are completely reinventing yourself. And then you're coming, it's almost like you're coming back out in the world being like, here's who I am now, incorporated, 2023, September. Like, yeah. You're reinventing yourself, and as you're reinventing yourself as a result of this massive internal clearing, and again, ancestral stuff tied up into that, and deepening of your femininity and your own divinity and your connection to spirit, source, For some of you, there may be a drastic change in your image or your money life or your work or just how you go about living. Overall, we deal the Strength card, confidence to do so. The confidence and strength of will to tackle this whole process and to just do what's got to be done for your own happiness here. So yeah, you're reinventing yourself. Wow. All right, moving on to air, because mama's got to go. I didn't want this to be 2 hours, and it's totally going to be. Okay. All right, air signs, last but not least, Gemini. Ooh, why did it get watery? Libra, Aquarius. Air signs, you got watery. Why are you watery? Why are you watery? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I felt it. I felt a rush of water. A couple more. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I should have called it Hawk. Being spiritually guided. Hawk comes out when spirit is on our asses, okay? When spirit's keeping a close eye on things and making sure that we can feel them and also receiving signs. You might be getting a lot of signs and omens. Definitely watch for signs and omens to head in certain directions, make certain choices to keep us on a certain path or guide us. I'm going to say to guide us along a certain path. Are you resistant to this path? Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh my, you may be. No wonder I felt water. Emotional clearing and cleansing. Oyster, more water. This is, oh. So spirit is close to you at this time, air signs, because you are going through a major clearing emotionally. They're really emphasizing with your water. With your waters are getting cleaned up and they may get churned up a lot at this time. It's like it's literally taking stagnant water and turning it into like a raging river is how they're showing it to me. But that's why they're on your butt. It's interesting when it wants to come out that way because that feels almost pushy, but they're not being pushy. They're like, I want to say they're trying to love you. They're trying to show you a lot of love and extra support right now, but you may be feeling it like a push. Thank you. It feels like a push because you're getting triggered. That's why. A lot of emotion wants to bust out of you. And spirit's trying to love you through this. For some of you, that may be a theme that's coming up for you as a trigger. Like when people just try to love you, you might be resistant and want to push them away. Like, get away from me kind of a feeling. Underneath that, though, we have Buffalo and Nightingale. Buffalo is like a tower card for me. It's like when the tower happens, right? Buffalo comes out to say you can get through it with grace. You can get through it if you accept it, if you don't fight the flow of the river. Just flow with it, flow with it, flow with it. Nightingale's a throat chakra energy, right? This is to say express. So again, spirit's just showing you extra love right now because it looks like there's an experience happening that is totally cracking you open. Okay, this is clearly the theme here this week. Open. Excuse me. Something is totally cracking you open and you're wanting to fight it. And spirit's like, hey, I just want to give you love. And to do that, you got to be open. If you want to experience joy, you got to be open instead of resistant or closed off or pushing things away. And the Nightingale is like, let it out, cry, yell, tell people about it. Ask for help is coming through really strong too. Like ask people to support you through this process. It just feels like you're being cracked open emotionally. And it could be from a tower moment, or it could just be out of nowhere. You're just like, why am I so emotional? But spirit is like, spirit's guiding you through this. So let them. Let them. Let the love in, air signs. Let the love in. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may feel like you're being broken down, you're going through an ego death. I don't think it's that dramatic. I literally just think like there's stuck emotion that's like like wanting to flow and wanting to flow and open you up. And it might feel uncomfortable and painful because it's like you've been resisting it. You've been resisting the flood. You've been resisting it. And it's very much like express it. Express it and get it out. Yeah, look, vulture on the bottom, death magic. Ooh. Oh, there's a lot here with the divine masculine. Okay, so underneath that we do have the lizard, which is overwhelmed and triggered. So yes, this death process is very much triggering to you. And then we've got an interesting little combination of cards. We've got the zebra with gazelle, with lion, with hyena and elk. Lion and elk are very masculine to me. It's like the king of wands and the king of pentacles, but elk is also the divine masculine principle in this deck specifically. But hyena is like illusion and sabotage, and gazelle is like this just anticipating and watching and observing. But zebra is this like trying to be yourself and trying to be expressive, but like not, but holding back. So I don't want to get into this energy too much because I feel like this could be like a whole like hour reading in and of itself from all the energy I'm feeling from it. Just know that this process of being cracked open is very triggering to you and is a little overwhelming. But what is behind it is a lot of this, it feels like lack of certainty, doubts, illusions, battles with expressing yourself and being authentic and being seen for all of who you are. And then there's this component of like divine masculinity of like expressing yourself in your masculinity or dealing with your masculinity and how, I guess that's the same thing. Yeah. So dealing with masculine energy and how you're expressing yourself, like how to do that in a healthy way, or how people respond to you in their masculinity when you're truly being yourself. Themes like that. So take that as confirmation. Yeah. So to me, honestly, air signs, this feels like how to be authentically you, right? And to feel comfortable in that and feel powerful in that and feel confident in that when you're dealing with authoritative people or dealing with people who are really in their masculine, or how can I be my eclectic, freaky self, because zebra is just who they are. They have no shame, right? And people love them for it. It's very like artsy, eccentric kind of energy. How to be that and also be in my masculinity and be in my power. So both of those themes are going on here. So yes, this process is triggering to you, but it's going to really help you to be more in that zebra-ness and to make peace with divine masculine energy within and without. But it is emotional. It's very emotional. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards for you. Any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoa! Half the deck just fell out of my hands. Sorry, give me a second. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Well, what did I say about divine masculine? Look what landed on the hawk. Seven of Cups and the Emperor. Divine masculine principle card. Very much in the physical though, like how to practically show up in your masculine energy, in your sense of power, how to take initiative, how to lead, right? Very Mars, very Aries, also very Taurus. And we have the Seven of Cups around it. Illusion and confusion and like uncertainty. Spirit's trying to navigate you through this. It's almost like how to feel powerful again. How to feel confident and powerful in your own skin, but even in the way that you show up to other people, how to feel powerful and comfortable in your own skin. It's for you, but it's also how you show up in the world. They're trying to navigate you through this. Some of you could have been going through a period where you just feel really uncertain about the choices you made, almost like you've lost faith in yourself. Oh, air signs. That's for some of you. Like you lost faith in your sense, in yourself and your own sense of power. Anything else from air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Some of you may feel like you've lost your throne, whatever that means to you. I don't think that's true. If anything, I feel like whatever has happened to make you think you've lost your throne, also hearing platform, foundation, again, these things that make us feel confident and powerful, is actually helping you to get to your actual throne, is what I want to say. Gemini, Libra. What is this? The Knave of Chalices, the Page of Cups. So there's the emotion. Wow. And justice and strength. You may be resistant to go here to get to that Page of Cups energy within yourself, but Page of Cups is, it's inner child, and it's also very honest. It's innocent. It's my innocence card. Get back to this place of innocence within yourself. And this may even be needing to do some major inner child work and connect to that part of you. And then with justice and strength, it's really going into that depths of you and feeling like where you haven't been honoring that part of you, where you haven't been honoring your innocence, you haven't been honoring your true emotions, you haven't been honoring your inner child, you haven't been looking out for your inner child. It's interesting because it's like Emperor to the Page of Cups. It's very much like parent-child, authority to just like pure innocence of just who we are as people. There could be some dynamics there that you're working through as well. This feels very much like shadow work too. But I like that justice and strength is here, because it's basically saying this is exactly what you need to get back to this place of confidence and power within yourself, and balance and harmony within yourself is going back to your innocence. Okay, even if you cry, even if it feels a little painful. For some of you, there could even be, for some of you, there could be a tower that's culminating to this very honest conversation or confession even, or an apology, that is also bringing up a lot of some of these emotions and some of these themes for you. But it's needed. It's so needed. Let's see what else wants to come out for my air signs. Come here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, got two more. Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. This is really wanting to be victorious. This is wanting to be successful. This is what I'm hearing, achieve, actually. Achieve, achieve, achieve. And that is very masculine to me. I was about to say too, before these cards came out, like there's kind of this feeling of when the boy becomes the man, how does a boy really become a man? It's interesting that wants to come through like that. So if you are male, that could be, this is part of your journey of like, am I really a man? What does it mean to be a man? Am I still a boy? How do I really transform into being a man, right? Or you could, or whether you're male or female, these could have been themes throughout your life and people that you dealt with, or men that you dealt with, even like parental figures, family members, feeling like that initiation to become a man has really been lacking, which honestly, I could do a whole video on that too. That is a total societal thing. We don't have initiations anymore for men, like rites of passages for men really in their masculinity. And I do feel like society is like craving that. I feel like men are really craving that. Like to have these moments or initiations at like 10 or 12 or 13, where it's like, this is what it means to be a man, and they go off with the men to understand and learn what it is to be a man, or to be in their masculinity, or what masculinity even is, and having certain rites of passage that go along with that. Men don't have that anymore. So I'm feeling that really strongly in this reading, and it's just coming up. So again, you could be experiencing this yourself, or just bearing witness to this, or just seeing this as a theme in your life. But yeah, the Page of Pentacles or the Six of Wands, I like, because it's a page and we already have this card of innocence in the page coming out, I do feel like there's something very genuine about how do I be successful? But the thing that is like making me hesitant to say that that's okay is like, how much of success is being tied to worth and value here in your masculinity, air signs. It's almost like, I want to be the boy who becomes the man, right? I want to be the emperor. So that means being successful, right? That means winning and achieving, right? You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, is it, or has that been the illusion? Come back to this. Come back to the water. Come back to the emotions. You can't be led astray when you get back into your heart and into your own innocence. That'll never lead you astray. That is you to the core. Getting into the Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands energy, that's very much like, I'm going to study this and I'm going to work on this because that's going to lead me to achieving success. Nothing wrong with achieving success. That is also very much masculine energy. But the fact there's so much emphasis on come back to innocence in the heart, that's not about success. That's about you being yourself, right? And how to go from the Page of Cups to the King of Cups, because that leads you to the Emperor, right? The key to success here, literally with Justice and Strength card, is the Page of Cups. Six of Wands is just attention. That's all it is. This is a path to attention. This is a path to true success. Justice and the Strength card versus Six of Wands. The minor arcana are literally that. They're minor. They're the everyday shit. This is literally just public recognition for efforts. Don't confuse this for success. Oh, no. It's a lot behind what I just said. Don't confuse attention for success. Oh, this is success. So go back to the heart. Overall, we do have the King of Wands. Oh, and there, talk about attention. Five of Wands. The 5 comes before the 6 because 5 is competition. So air signs, it feels like there's a lot coming up again on what masculinity really is, what success really is, what following your heart is really about, because it seems like you've been dealing in realms of competition or feeling like you need to fight or compete or achieve or succeed in ways that may be very traditional. But is it coming from your heart? Is it coming from innocence, or is it coming from ego? And especially if you identify as a man, is it coming from this distorted notion of what a man is, or what a man is seen as, or what a man has? Yeah, and then we get, look at this, the Star card with the Tower, the 4 of Wands, and the freaking World. Remember what I said? There's like a Tower moment wrapped up in this. You could have already experienced the Tower. It could be upcoming. It feels like the Tower is destroying a sense of stability, a foundation. And it is a crack. It is a breaking to get you back into this, into innocence, not ego, not projection, not image. And the Star with the Tower too, it's like that's also indicating that this Tower will be very healing for you and give you a lot of clarity, even if it feels like it's breaking something in your life. For some of you, it's even taking someone away. It could even be like a breakup or something like that, or like losing a job, for example. So stop competing, stop fighting for attention and confusing that for success. Get back to innocence, get back to your heart, and you will find yourself. You will find your power. You will find your masculinity, whether you're male or female. Okay? Wow, what a reading. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I hope that you found that insightful and helpful. And sorry again that I'm doing this on Sunday and now I got to bounce. I got to go. I'm late now, of course, but am I ever late? I don't know. There's a divine timing, right? But I love you guys and have a good week and a good night and take care.